It's Week 12 of the National Football League, and we'll be watching Terry McLaurin. He's going to be a busy man in the passing game. It's the Commanders and the Cowboys, next on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League finds us a dozen miles east of the National Mall at the home of the Commanders here in Landover, Maryland. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, we got a couple of teams who love to throw the football, and you know how guys say, hey, we're not going against the other offense. We're going against the other team's defense. Greg, these star wide receivers, you know they're watching what the other guy does on the field here today.
Oh, in their minds, there's no question. They are competing against one another, and I think that's what makes this league so fun is when these guys, they know each other, they study each other, they work together in the off seasons. A lot of times they're friends, but come game.
So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Cowboys coming out. As usual, it's Dak Prescott leading the way. Led the NFL in touchdown passes, Greg, a season ago. Already his 9th year at the helm for the Cowboys.
If there was one thing that was clear right off the jump from our meeting last week, Mike, it was the fact that he shouldered almost all of the blame for last week's loss on himself. Remember what he called his 2 interceptions? He said those are inexcusable. And when you go back and really study the tape, not everything was his fault. Protection at times, spotty. The separation downfield of some of his playmakers, very inconsistent. And truthfully, I didn't love all of the play calls. They're going to have to be better as an entire offense for him to play better at the quarterback position.
And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
With that, I want to give you a look at his numbers on the ground in last week's game. Here's 2nd and 9. A shotgun snap for Prescott. Pass completed right side to Ferguson.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
And he's gonna get there. He got the first down, not by a whole lot, but that'll keep this drive rolling.
First down, Cowboys.
Dak gonna run with it himself. Oh, a loose football. The Commanders come up with it.
You know, it's amazing, Mike, that guys still end up fumbling the ball because I can tell you from experience, the first 15 minutes of every offensive practice is ball security circuit. And that could be a combination of multiple things. How to go to the ground without getting loose to the ball, almost like the art of falling. It could be running over bags or through bags as guys take swats at the ball trying to knock it out. There are so many ways to simulate what the game is like because at the end of the day, if you want to win in the NFL, protecting the ball is the #1 priority, and it cannot be stressed enough.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. On play action, Daniels. He's going to tuck it and go. Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback, but here we are. Early on in the game, a nice scramble.
And this time the rush gets home, and down he goes. That is DeMarcus Lawrence in there for the sack. So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14. Yet another Alabama back in the league. This is Brian Robinson. He'll work forward a short gain to the 25. The veteran Eric Hendricks on the stop. Here's a 3rd and 10.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. About 19 yards on that one. They're in business. It's 1st and goal.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
They'll run with Robinson. And he's going the wrong way, dropped back at the 7. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Now from the 7, it's 2nd and goal. One more time, it's Robinson. Hard running close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him just short. The ball inches from the goal line. 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal. It's Daniels. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. So instead of going for the 1st down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. His kick is good. And the Commanders will take a 3-0 lead.
You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Cowboys offense and veteran Ezekiel Elliott making their way back out. And they've used him quite a bit in the passing game. Take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards for running backs, and he's right there among the best in the league. Going to start this on the ground with Elliott. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. He'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Back to throw is Prescott. A short throw caught by Ferguson. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
On 2nd down, it's Dak. Now a screen set up for Elliott. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the 1st down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Prescott again. That is caught. Hooks gets the grab. 4 catches already in this opening quarter, off to a hot start as he picks up the 1st down.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a 1st down.
Again, Prescott to the air. He'll tuck it and take off.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
2nd down, Prescott. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. 21 is the line to gain as we hit third down. From the shotgun, it's Dak. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. They've got it at the 8, first down and goal. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. That is caught, side of the end zone. Ezekiel Elliott, touchdown Cowboys. That's his 8th touchdown of the season.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
From the 6, here comes a return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Commanders' offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. A throw to the right flat. It is caught. And he's going to be taken down at the 37.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points. The reason teams love calling the quarterback's number on design quarterback runs, Mike, is because in the blocking scheme, you gain 1 additional blocker. It didn't matter here. The defense was ready for it, and they're able to bring the quarterback down for a loss.
On 2nd down, it's Daniels. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and 19.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Cowboys offense ready to come back out for this next possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Catch is made there on the left side by Cooks. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Handoff here to Zeke.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations. Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
On 4th down, the veteran Brian Anger onto punt for Dallas. The veteran Jamison Crowder deep to return. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Commanders' offense ready to get back at it. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Daniels. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
This pass rush is continuing to make their presence felt here in the early going. And for this quarterback, he's lucky to at least get rid of that ball because they were on the verge of recording their second sack, and we're still here in the first quarter. Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
And he's not going to get the first down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on 3rd and short.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
Here's Tress Way now. And he's on to punt for the 2nd time in this opening quarter. A fair catch. He's going to call it and take it right around his own 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. The drive starts with a run, and it's Elliott. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Now Prescott. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Here's 3rd and 7. To throw is Dak. In the middle of the field, it's taken by C.D. Lamb. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
First down, Cowboys.
So a big 3rd down hookup takes us to the break. It's the Cowboys with the early edge. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Prescott now. There's Ferguson, the tight end. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
The drag route, we used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
And that'll be in and out of his hands. It's incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field.
And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. Crowder to return. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. The next drive about to get started. Before it does, I want to take a look ahead at what's coming up this week. Tonight, Sunday Night Football, Eagles and Rams. Great NFC battle at SoFi. And then tomorrow on Monday Night Football, it's the Ravens and Chargers also at SoFi Stadium. And we'll take a peek ahead now. Thanksgiving Day triple header starts with Bears-Lions in Detroit, Giants-Cowboys in Arlington, and a good one to wrap up the holiday. Dolphins and Packers from Lambeau Field. To throw is Daniel. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
That one complete to Brian Robinson. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
3rd and long. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. In trouble, and down he goes. Micah Parsons, too tough to stop, gets in to bring him down. On comes the punter now, as he's on to punt for Washington. Fair catch here, called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Elliott. And not much materializes there. He'll get this to the 35. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. 2nd down and 8. On the draw, here's Elliott. And he's just pushing guys out of the way, powering forward for a gain of 8. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. And that is incomplete. He was trying to get it to C.D. Lamb. And that'll set up 4th down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
The Commanders' offense ready for this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And he's going to struggle to get back to the line, maybe a yard. The veteran Eric Hendricks on the stop. Here's a 2nd and 9. And he'll get this very close to a 1st down. A nice run there. He'll just end up a little bit short. 3rd and a yard.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Play action. Here's Daniels. Now pass deep for McLaurin. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. And they'll run out of the gun. Here comes Robinson. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. And it sets up 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. He manages to get the throwaway and completes it.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
They'll run with Robinson, and he'll take this up to the 48-yard line. The veteran Eric Hendricks on the stop. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start.
Neutral zone infraction, defense. Still second down.
On the ground, it's Robinson. And he'll be near the first down marker. Let's call it a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on third down. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. And he's gonna have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
That'll be caught by the running back, Robinson. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Third and long. Daniels gonna throw again. Off-balance throw. It's complete. That's well done as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
To the air again is Daniels. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Throwing now, Daniels. And this throw batted away and incomplete. Deron Bland, good coverage, and he gets his hands on that one. 3rd and long, and here's Daniels. And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the first down. So it's going to bring up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Now Dan Quinn will send out the field goal unit. This will be a 46-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Commanders are back within 1. It's 7-6.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. So now here are the Cowboys. Their offense ready to make their way back onto the field. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Prescott. And that ball incomplete over the middle. He was looking for Brandon Cooks with that pass. It's 2nd down. Pistol now for Prescott. There's the tight end, Hendershot. That was not what they were hoping for. He's going to go out of bounds behind the line. A loss on that one. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. On 3rd down, Prescott. A short throw caught by Ferguson. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough third down situation, and now it brings up fourth down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
Oh, no fair catch, and he pays the price. Big shot to make sure this return didn't even get started. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Now Daniels. This one is caught by Dotson. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2.
At the 27-yard line.
They'll run it here with Robinson. Robinson, a first down and more. And he'll wind up out of bounds past the 45-yard line. A gain there of 20. First down, Washington.
This is a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
2 minutes to play in a tight one-point game in this first half. We'll be back just outside the nation's capital after this. They'll go play action here with Daniels. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
It's 2nd down and 10.
On 2nd down, it's Daniels. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
That's a gain of
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. Here's their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. A fair catch taken, and they're going to start right at their own 20-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to take over once again. They'll start out 1st down and 10. From the shotgun, it's Dak. Quickly to the outside and complete.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
On 2nd down, it's Dak. Oh, a dangerous throw there is intercepted. That's the veteran linebacker, Bobby Wagner.
I know it doesn't seem like a ton of yards on top of that pick, but that was really well done. I mean, it's just going to make life so much easier now as the offense takes the field, trying to capitalize off of that turn.
Here to move out in front. Great field position to start out. It's 1st and 10. They'll throw with Daniels. They'll look to set up the screen here. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start, and a loss of yards on the play.
Well, the best screen plays, of course, you want the offensive lineman out in front of the running back. They act as his escort, his lead blockers. But what you can't afford is for the defenders to be in the backfield and get to the running back, because those offensive linemen, they can't help them at all.
A tough spot here. 3rd and long. To throw is Daniels. They'll try to set up the screen here. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line. And it's 4th down. Here's the punter now. as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. So we reach halftime, and the visiting Cowboys are in front. As we'll head down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin out in the windy city of Chicago, where you see the final score there. J.J. McCarthy, sharp in the victory, as his guys get back within a game of 500. We saw the vet with plenty left, Ezekiel Elliott, putting together a strong first half. He had 4 catches in those first 2 quarters,
Third quarter
one of which
set to
wound up a
commence.
touchdown.
And we're back underway here on EA Sports. This will be returned from the 6. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The home team's offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. The deficit is 1, as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. And a nice gain there on first down. He takes it forward for 8 yards.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 32-yard line.
Off the zone read, Daniels gonna hang on to it. And he'll have a first down as he gets this up close to the 40-yard line.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that first down himself.
On the option, here's Robinson. Not much there, maybe a yard.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Daniels to throw on 2nd down. That's complete. It's Jamison Crowder. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
3rd and 1.
3rd and a yard, it's Daniels. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. Here's Dak Prescott, and the Cowboy offense set to go again. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
This is where the playmaking ability almost can be a detriment to a running quarterback. They have such confidence in their ability to keep plays alive with their legs that sometimes they hold it just a little bit too long, thinking they can make the next big play, and good job by the defenders tracking him down and took him down for a loss.
They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. He's got a receiver, and that's Lamb. His 50th reception on the season, and he's got a first down to go with it.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, ball's on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
First down, Prescott. That's to the left side. He's got Ferguson. Nice gain on first down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? Now a give to Zeke out of the gun. And he'll get about 5.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Again, here's Zeke. And some good running there. That's a first down up to the 43.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst, they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
To the outside, looked in by Lamb. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Now Prescott. This pass right side taken in by Cooks.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
In motion, Lamb. Prescott now. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. To the air again. Prescott. The second down throw is incomplete.
We see this time and time again in the NFL, Mike. You want to play quarterback at this level, you better figure out a way to be able to bounce back following a bad throw, a bad series, a bad game. And in this case, he's got to bounce back from a pick on the last drive, and he's got to find himself some easy completions and settle himself back into this one.
After that incomplete pass, we have a player shaken up. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. The Cowboys get their special teams out on the field as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. Oh, not the greatest punt there. This is going to hit and go out of bounds. The home team's offense ready to get back to work. They'll need to get something positive going right away here. Ball starts inside their own 1-yard line. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Another run here for Robinson. And he'll be taken down at the 11-yard line. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Look wide, get this one complete. Huge catch and run. They finally get him down, but there's a flag. Not sure if this one's going to stand. A gift, and here comes Robinson. And he's going to give ground and lose yardage here. Back to the 6.
A 1-yard loss brings up 2nd and 16 at the 6-yard line.
A handoff as they try to run it here. Oh, boy, they got to be careful there. That was dangerously close to a safety and 2 points for the defense. But they do get it at the 1. What can they do here? This is 3rd and forever. Here's Robinson. Oh, no. That is not going to work out at all. That will be a safety. That is the danger of the play calling down there, Greg. Try to stretch it out. Can't get there, and it's going to cost them 2 points.
Most often, Mike, anytime you're backed up, the idea is to try to get the running back running downhill at the defense. for that exact reason. He got bounced out wide. They were able to string the play out towards the sideline, and it results in the safety.
The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They'll run Zeke up the middle. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the second half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. 2nd down, Prescott. That one, downfield for Cooks. That's caught! And they're going to be set up right around the 10-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
So not quite 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10. They're pretty close. Prescott. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the Commanders' 2-yard line.
They'll run. Here's Elliott. And he'll go down back at the 4-yard line.
It makes sense on 2nd and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have 3rd down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on 3rd and goal.
3rd and short. Prescott. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that 3rd down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this 4th down after failing on 3rd. It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The home team's offense about ready to take over once more. The deficit, 6 points. So a touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. And that ball incomplete. Jahan Dotson was the intended receiver there. And it'll be 2nd down. Now Robinson. Whoa! 3rd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. And that ball's intercepted by Trayvon Diggs. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
The Cowboys offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll have a short field looking to build on the lead. Here's Zeke. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Deron Payne there for the stop. Here's 2nd and 9. A shotgun snap for Prescott. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. 3rd down and 9.
He was defended by Frankie Luvu.
Dak to throw. That's down the field for Lamb. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. C.D. Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. So they take the shot downfield, and it is caught in the end zone for a touchdown. What a big play that is, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike. And the key to a play like this is when the ball travels this far in the air, they teach you, don't look back, look up, because that's where the ball will be. And in this case, he was able to secure it and come away with a big touchdown.
That is caught in the end zone. 2 points for the moment. We do have a flag down. Let's see if this will hold up. That's on Tyler Guyton, the first-round pick out of Oklahoma. Throwing is Prescott. That'll be caught. And he is not going to get in. Stop on the try for 2. The lead remains right where it is.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this 2-point try, but their execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Commanders' offense back onto the field for their next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
That's good for a Commanders first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Daniels. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. Terry McLaurin, the intended target on that one. 3rd down coming up.
He was defended by Deron Bland.
To the air again is Daniels. That'll be caught by the running back, Robinson. He's going to have the 1st down, so they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9. So we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Off the play fake, here's Daniels. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. Taking advantage of that running ability. Gain of 17 and a 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Quick throw here is complete. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4.
At the Cowboys' 21-yard line.
Daniels gonna throw again. That is intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
So often, Mike, defenders are just happy the ball ends up in his hands, but not this guy. I mean, the catch was one thing, But then the party really got started. I mean, look at this return. He gets one block. He gets another. He's got teammates springing him all over the field. And this offense is lucky this didn't go all the way back for a pick six.
The Cowboys offense and Dak Prescott set to take over again. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. Dak going to throw it here on first down. That's complete to Elliott.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game. We've already seen these 2 guys connect for a touchdown in this game, and had they been on the same page there, I think they would have been able to add to that total. Unfortunately for them, just a little bit off, and it falls incomplete.
Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up fourth down. On for the field goal now, it's Brandon Aubrey. This will be an even 40-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Cowboys will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
The Commanders' offense and their running back set to go once more. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
He'll try to run for it.
Yeah, he's trying to make the best of a bad situation here, Mike. Nothing open downfield. He thinks he can tuck it and get it with his legs. He ends up out of bounds, short of the first.
The Commanders about to send this one away. Now, fair catch. He'll take it at about the 24-yard line. The Cowboys offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. As we look back at some of the highlights of this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
On second down, it's Dak. A short throw caught by Ferguson. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Here's Prescott. That's to Ferguson once again. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. they're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs, that's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
Pistol now for Prescott. That one downfield for Cooks. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal.
Well, I think one thing's for sure, Mike. I don't think we're seeing an offense that is comfortable with this late lead. They're continuing to put pressure on the defense and say, hey, I don't care how much we're up by. We're going to continue to execute.
And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Brandon Cooks. Touchdown, Cowboys. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Now, Aubrey for the extra point. He's got it. And the Cowboys will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. Here comes a return from the 3. He'll get across the 20, mark him at the 22-yard line. Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. That is incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out? The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
And that is incomplete.
Well, we all know the running joke, right, Mike? If this guy could catch, he'd be playing offense. And, well, I think that's kind of a joke for the past. These defensive players are incredible these days. That's just too easy. You've got to secure that interception for your defense and get off the field.
And this will be knocked down. Incomplete. Penalty flag down in the backfield. Usually a sign of a hold. 1st and 10. Here's a designed run. And that'll be a pickup of 3.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
Now a 2nd down throw for Prescott. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while, it seemed like everything the offense did hit. And after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it. Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Cowboys add on to their lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Commanders' offense ready to get back at it. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. A quick slant on the money to McLaurin. They go 5 receivers for 3rd down and 4. Here's Daniels. Now pass deep for McLaurin. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down. They motion the slot man left. Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. Taking off, he'll try to get there. You can't beat a running quarterback. Gain of 16 and a 1st down.
It's a gain of 16 yards. That's good for Washington. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the
To throw
49-yard line.
is Daniels. He'll run again. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They'll throw with Daniels. Over the middle, he's got McLaurin. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Throwing now, Daniels. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
The coverage by Devon Clark.
Daniels to throw on 2nd down. Off he goes. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way. 3rd down, 3 to go. They'll go play action here with Daniels. Open man, right side. He's got it. He's going to have the 1st down. That one good for 9, and the drive continues.
Washington, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Down inside the 10. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal. Very nearly a touchdown. He's going to be marked out of bounds just shy of the pylon. Daniels now going to look to throw. And this is too far over the end line. It's incomplete. After that incomplete pass, we have a player shaken up. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. They'll try to run with Robinson. Powering forward. He's in. Ryan Robinson. Touchdown, Commanders. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
The kick is good.
We're down 3 scores, and it's late. They're going to need a few bounces to go their way. They'll start right here trying to get an onside kick.
You have no choice. You find yourself down big here late in the 4th quarter, Mike. You got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Nice job here by the hands team recovering. They're going to take over possession.
The Cowboys offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. Now Elliott. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. 2nd down and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 43-yard line.
They'll stick with Elliott. Now a flag comes in. It was thrown by the umpire. The pickup is 4, but usually that's a holding penalty. On the ground, it's Elliott. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to third down.
A gain of 4, and it's third down.
Operating from the gun, here's Dak. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. Cowboys special teams unit heads out for the punt as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. Here comes the number 2 overall pick, Jaden Daniels, with the rest of the Commanders' offense. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to third down and 10. And that is incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
He's got a man. It's McLaurin. It's a pickup of 12 as they wind up converting on fourth down.
First down. First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Keep it in the air. Here's Daniels. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Throwing again. Daniels. Fine work defensively. That's going to be knocked away and go down as an incompletion. They'll empty out the backfield and line up for 3rd and 3. To the air again is Daniels. And that is incomplete.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
They'll go. It's Robinson. And they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field. Let's see what they do here. This is 4th and long. They'll go. Here's Daniels. And that is not going to work. Incomplete, and they turn it over on downs.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Here's 1st and 10. On the give, it's Elliott. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Handoff here to Zeke. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Dak. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
Back out is Brandon Aubrey. He had the field goal a moment ago, and now he'll send this one away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Commanders' offense ready for this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. That's going to be dropped underneath for Robinson. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and to also give some credit to the back end, doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
The offense not coming off the field, and here's 4th down. They'll indeed go. It's Daniels. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on downs. So now here are the Cowboys. Their offense ready to make their way back onto the field. This one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now going to try to polish this thing off here in the 4th. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. So it's a win here for the visiting Cowboys. They get the home victory here in the division in the first of their 2 scheduled matchups. They'll have a chance to go for the season sweep on the road later in the season. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.